Hey guys, and welcome to day 6 of the 12 days of Christmas crafts. On today's video, we're going to be creating a cute little Christmas frame to put our Christmas photos in. So let's get crafting. I found this frame at the bins, and the little part that's on the back that helps it to stand up was missing, but I decided that was okay. I think it can stand on its own. So right here, I'm going in and I'm giving it a coat of that Folkart chalk paint and the Cottage white. This is not the color the frame's going to be. This is kind of just a base coat to cover up that design. Okay, here I've got my IOD mold. It's the Trimmings I, and I am going to create a border to go around where the photo is going to sit. And I'm just trying to decide between the two right there, which one I'm going to do. To make the mold or to make the trim, I'm actually going to go in with some air dry clay. I'm not sure what brand this is. I bought it a long time ago, but to before I put the clay in, I'm going in and rubbing in some cornstarch. This is just so the clay will come out of the mold easier. Now, I've got the air dry clay and I'm just going to warm it up in my hands. I don't usually like to use clay a lot. It's not my favorite thing to work with. It's just, to me, it's very messy. Other YouTubers make it look so easy, but for me, I guess it's just not something I enjoy doing. I would prefer resin, um, and there's some other mediums that I like. But this process wasn't too bad. I'm just right there, I messed up and had to pull the whole thing out, and I'm just going to redo it. But you simply just put the clay down and press it into the mold, and then you just want to kind of rub out the excess, the extra, so you don't have the back is not too like unbalanced, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I'm just taking away some of that clay. Now, to remove the trimming, I'm simply just going to turn it over and kind of pull up the mold and like just slightly guide it with my finger and it comes right out. I end up making 4 pieces of trimming from that mold, and I'm just going to put them around the little picture hole, and I'm going to take my exacto knife, sorry, and line up my corners so they will meet. Now to attach them to my frame, I'm using Titebond's Quick and Thick glue. It is my favorite glue. I'm simply just gonna put some on there and rub it in with my finger. And I'm going to make sure I get some on the corners. Now I'm doing this while the clay is still wet, so if you're doing it, you do want to make sure that you're real gentle with the clay. You're not pressing too hard because it will mess up the design that's on the trimming. And once I got it all glued down, I let the glue sit for about 5 minutes to let it dry a little bit. Now the clay is still wet at this point, and I'm going in with some paint. I have a little sample here that I had gotten for another project. This is the Behr paint in dark Everglade. I do believe this is Satin. Um, and I'm just going to give it, I think I had to do 3 coats, and I'm doing it on the whole frame, front, back, and sides. Now here's our frame after 3 coats of the paint and it's dry. And here I'm going in, as you may have guessed, with my favorite RubnBuff Antique Gold. And I'm just hitting the highlight points of that trimming around the picture hole. And this is just going to make it stand out a little more. Now here I've got some plaid ribbon. I found this little roll of it at the bins, and I'm just going to make a simple little bow to add to the top of our frame. And I'm just doing a little a shoestring bow, I guess this was called. I used to make all kind of bows when my girls were younger for like dance and cheer, all that stuff. Well, none of them cheered, but they liked the cheer bows. Um, but I've always made their bows. And here I'm just using a piece of twine in the middle to bring the bow together. We're going to cover that up in a few minutes. Now I'm going to fluff it up, turn my tails the way I want them to turn, and then to cover up that twine, this is where I'm going to take another piece of that ribbon and I'm just going to fold it in 3 and just wrap it around that middle and using my hot glue gun. Now I got a new hot glue gun, and this Ryobi glue gun is so hot. My other one, I used to burn my fingers all the time. It wasn't too bad. This one, I burned my finger, and I swear it was horrible for a week. So once I get that center covered really well, I am going to glue it to the top of the frame. I'm going to center it the best I can just by eyeballing. Sorry, I'm off frame a little bit right there. Sometimes I have to pull it towards me to actually do what I need to do. So right here, I'm going to glue it to the center. Going to fluff up my bow. That's what I like about the wired ribbon. If it goes flat or gets pressed in, you can just fluff it back up. And now for my tails. First thing I'm going to do is just cut them even. Sorry, that's Cooper barking at something. I'm going to ducktail my ends. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to kind of fluff it up a little bit at the top of the tail. And then I'm going to glue it down to the frame on both sides just to make it look like maybe a curtain is opening up to the family picture. And here's how it turned out. Right now, I just have a cardinal picture in it, and I will be changing that out for a family portrait. But guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. I really like this frame. I think it turned out so cute. It almost gives that Ralph Lauren look, but I'm not 100% sure. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video today. If you liked it, please consider liking, subscribing. It really helped my channel grow. I'm so close to hitting 500 subscribers. Come back tomorrow to see tomorrow's Christmas craft, and I'll see you next time. Bye.